When we met up with Carlos about 6 years ago at a church event, he started sharing with us all about how he was really starting to feel God calling him to something else. At the time, he was working in the IT department as a project manager for a local factory, had a great job, but he was just super hearing the call on his heart for something different than what he was doing. He really wanted to work with families. In the city of San Pedro, he was seeing families struggle. He was seeing broken families all over the place, and he just knew God was calling him to make a difference. That day was divine for both of us. Jorge and myself, we had just started to work in family preservation, but didn't really know how to grow the program or have the capacity ourselves. And so after talking with Carlos that day, where we just happened to run into him at that church event, we began to ask the Lord if this was something that Carlos could take over in Identity Mission. Well, it's been 6 years and he has done an amazing job with the program. He's developed it in such a way that we've been able to reach more families than we ever could have before. And that has just grown from one family to another to entire communities. And we have just loved to see what God has done in that family preservation program in San Pedro Sula. After 12 years of working in missions, what we see really makes a difference is working alongside our local team. They know the culture better, they know how to work with families, they know how to find resources in the communities, and they know how to get their churches involved. And so to make a bigger impact than we ever could do on our own as a sending organization from the US, as a missions organization funded from the States, is really to partner here in Honduras with a local team. And so as you've been walking with Carlos through what he does every day, you really can see the impact that he's having. You can see the relationships that he's building. While every family needs something, they may need a house built, they may need help starting a business for their family to be independent. Really what's key to all of this is Carlos. And that's really the difference that can be made in the family preservation program. So while we might need to raise funds every now and then for a project for a family. Our biggest need as Identity Mission is to pretty much replicate Carlos. And so we are at the point, Carlos has been training another director for another region, and that can just continue to replicate as we're able to hire a new staff for another area for family preservation. And that one person is the point person to be able to minister and disciple each of these families that are at risk between 1 and 2 years to be able to reach independence. And their kids never have to be separated from them. As we've shared with you before, family preservation is getting to the root cause of why children have to enter the system, whether it's into an orphanage or into our foster care program. And so family preservation really is just taking away the need for the child to enter the system because of the impact of the directors of that program. So I just want to encourage you today to consider to partner with us by providing a salary for our staff, for another Carlos, so that we can reach more families and have a bigger impact. Supporting the family preservation program by supporting a salary for that staff member is about 1/3 of the cost of what it takes to support a child, even in foster care. And so we can just multiply our impact, reach more children and families in that way, and then prevent orphanhood altogether. So thank you for joining us for this quick trip through what it looks like in family preservation here in Honduras. And please consider joining us in this way.